I stay in this awareness of calmness and stillness. I belong to a world of stillness, far from the physical world. Once upon a time, I lived and dwelt in the world of light and peace. That is my home, my place of residence. Go beyond all the noise. Reach that world of stillness, far beyond. Nothing is important. I see my reality, I see myself, a light, a tiny point of light in the vast world of light. Are you in the world of stillness? Have you reached that world? Or are you still pulled by the physical world and physical task? Go beyond. Go. Take your consciousness beyond. There is just light upon light in this world. And I experience immense, unlimited peace and stillness. peace and stillness. I'm in total peace. No slight disturbance. The mind is absolutely quiet. In this quiet, the mind is not jumping to think about anything, just quiet. And in this world of silence and stillness, I see the ocean of peace, the supreme light, the divine light, ocean of peace. I soak myself in the ocean of peace so deeply that any kind of inner disturbance, any peacelessness of the mind or intellect start to vanish or disappear. Soaking in the ocean of peace so deeply that I don't remember anything else. I am not pulled by anything else. I have no waste. Let the waste completely finish. In this ocean of peace, let any disturbance of the mind completely finish. In the ocean of peace, I am deeply soaking myself in the ocean of divine peace. Divine peace. This peace is from God, the supreme light. Deep peace. deep silence, deep stillness. Staying deep in silence, being soaked in this peace with complete peace of mind, I will continue to do my task. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Madhvi, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti to everyone, those on Zoom, and Om Shanti to everyone, those who are in the room. So, whenever you physically feel weak, there are so many instant tricks that doctors or health practitioners advise, right? Say if your sodium level is low, or you're facing something in the body, your energy level is low. There are so many good drinks which can be created at home and drink, right? And that gives instant energy to the physical body. But what about when the soul becomes weak? What is the sign The soul is weak. How do I know the soul is experiencing some kind of weakness? Is that when the soul is in discomfort, just like when the physical body is discomfort, we know something is not right with the physical body. In the same way is the soul. So what is the discomfort that is experienced by the soul? Is either the soul is in agitation or some kind of peacelessness or some kind of emotional pull that's going on, or some kind of whatever it is. It's not in a proper state of mind, right? It's not in a balanced, state of being. And when the soul, when I'm not in a proper state of being, then I am doing some kind of externally, some kind of mistakes, right? Because whatever is in the soul, it's projecting out there in my actions, in the way I'm thinking, in the way I'm speaking, in the way I'm actually doing. So the soul is projecting, the inner mannerism externally. And so then when the soul is weak, or when the soul is experiencing some kind of weakness, what should I do then? So what is the instant booster to the soul? Because I have to look for some instant booster. Now, what we just did was an instant booster, right? Last 15 minutes, did you experience that? What you have to do, if there is a very thick stain on your dress, what do? You're washing it, it doesn't go. What do they suggest? You have to spray it, and then you have to soak it for few hours so that the stain comes out easily, right? In the same way, whenever I experience any kind of, if you're feeling that internally you're feeling weak, or meaning you're becoming you're experiencing some sort of internal disturbance, or there is some peacelessness going on, or I'm just in a very subtle way, I'm agitated about something, or whatever is going on, there is a certain discomfort that the soul is experiencing, immediately sit down. That's why these meditation breaks are very, very important, because whenever you're sitting in this meditation, whenever you're taking that few moments, it's like you're soaking yourself. You're soaking yourself in that beautiful silence. You're soaking yourself in that divine light. You're soaking yourself in that beautiful peace. So when you're doing it, it's that instant boost to the soul, right? You're giving that power booster. What is happening? Your mind is just becoming very quiet. All your thoughts are becoming quiet. You start to begin to experience that inner stability, inner peace. And whatever is a situation for which you're feeling internally that way, it could be any situation that's going on externally, but I cannot go and fix that situation externally. I cannot go and fix a person. I cannot go and fix something that's going on externally. What I can fix is, we all know that internally, but we very, very, very little time and space we give to these practices. We're mostly interested, or immediately we jump to fix something that's going on externally. But all I have to do is come back internally, right? Go internally and just give that power booster to yourself. Just soak yourself in those few moments of meditation. Open something that helps you stabilize. Open a book or something, or read a few phases, or a few affirmations that immediately helps your mind to settle down. It helps you to calm down. It helps you to let go of whatever you're feeling bothered, whatever that situation is. You ease yourself up, right? And then you get back that energy. Getting back the energy meaning your mind is at peace. You're no more agitated. You're not upset about the thing. You understand, you have the power to cope with no matter what's going on externally. So very, very few little time, we give for inner transformation, internal transformation, inner journey, going inwards. But this is very, very important for me to externally operate well. If my thinking has to be good, if my actions have to be good, if my words have to be good, then internally I have to keep boosting myself. I have to go back to that, soaking stage where the soul begins to experience that stability. And that's what happens even physically. When you're weak, you're unable to walk, right? You're very wobbly. You can stumble and fall. So internally also, when the soul gets weak, then I'm unable to do things in a right way. I'm unable to think right. Like last week, we were talking about how attachment completely closes, destroys our wisdom, right? We don't know what we are doing. So that's what begins to happen. If I don't give these moments of, meditation, stillness, silence, it's for our own health, for our spiritual health. I need to keep doing it. Nobody has to tell me to do it. It has to become a very natural, regular practice. And if I'm not doing my natural, regular practice for the soul, then I can be influenced, very, very much influence what externally is going on. Right? And I can waste a lot of my time in external matters. And one of the things that can waste a lot of our time is being influenced by the dictates of others, right? So if I'm not being grounded internally, then I'm always interested and influenced what others are doing and what others are saying, right? So there are, there is something that I can learn and transform myself, but instead of that, I will begin to get influenced by what others are saying. So then I'm like a monkey all the time jumping, like a puppet. Someone said this, okay, this is good, then I'll do that. Somebody said this, then okay, I did that. Somebody said this. So it's like I don't have my own grounds. I'm not grounded in my self-respect. Right? So when I start to follow too many dictates, then I'm too confused. I don't know where to go. Whilst you're driving, if you have 2 to 3 GPS in your car, what happens? One is on this and one is on that. One is on Waze and one is on Google Maps and one is something else. And one is the GPS, right? The old model GPS, everyone is giving you different directions. Now what happens? I'm totally confused. I'm just going round and round the same place. So when I'm not grounded in my, spiritual self, then it's very, very easy to waste my time just following the dictates of others. So these days, there is a lot of waste of time in listening to others. You're more interested, I'm more interested, what others are saying. That's why it is said there are few, very, very few in the world who listen to God, who do what actually God is saying. Very, very handful. And there are a few more who look at others and they get inspired to do something good. Oh, they are doing better, even I do it. At least they're getting inspired to do it. And there are some, and there are many in the world who don't want to even listen to God nor get inspired by others in a very positive way. But there are many, many who are just interested in wasting their time in worldly matters a lot. Okay. So sometimes I have time to talk to someone hours and hours on phone and waste my time. But when it comes to meditation, we say, I don't have time. Where did your time go? 24 hours? Right. So I'm interested, then, pick up the phone. Oh, do you know? So there are two things. One is that, I would talk about the things, or I would want to listen what's going on. So this is one of the, mistakes that we do, where we waste a lot of spiritual energy. Right? What others are saying. Like many are interested in gossiping. Oh, this happened and that happened. And so when I gossip or when I talk about things, then what happens? I create a story. Whatever is the situation, whatever is the story, it may be very small, very little. But then what we do, we add all spices to it. Do you know they did this? Do you know? So a lot of spices we add, and then it's a very deep sanskar, It's a very, very deep sanskar. We don't even know when we have created this habit inside. A habit of always talking about others, or a habit of misguiding people. Some create a very, very subtle habit. Wherever they go, they want to see negative. They're never happy, no matter how nicely you treat them. Right? No matter you treat them very well, they get everything, but it's a very deep habit of picking something that is negative and to make a story out of it and then go and tell others about it. Right? So I need to check, am I that one? Do I do like that? Sometimes it does happen, like somebody is invited as a guest, but then maybe I cross my limits. If I'm a guest, I need to be as a guest. Right? If I feel something is not going right, just talk and correct it and fix it. Or I'm not actually even correcting it. It has to be this way. But at least I'm advising, or at least I'm actually sharing my point of view. Rather than going out there and talking about it. Right? So I need to check deeply. Do I have this habit of being always discontent? A soul who always talks about others is a very discontent soul, because they don't know how to respect themselves, so they don't know how to respect others. Right? Everything comes from an experience. If I experience something, I know what the other is going through. Right? But it's not that I have to still experience, but it's just, you can say humanity, or it can say kindness or mercy. So two things, following the dictates, both the things I should not do. One is talking about things here and there and putting spices and making it a big story. And if I spoil one person's mind, will that, whatever I've given to that one person, whatever I've shared with that one person, will it stay with that one person? No, it doesn't stay. It keeps going from one to the next, to the third, to the fourth, and it just spreads. I have to check. Hope I'm not doing that. What I'm doing, I mean, if I'm doing that, then I'm just spoiling the atmosphere. So from one to the next, I'm spoiling a home or a society, or it could be the world. That's how it spreads. So am I an instrument to destroy something, or am I an instrument to construct something? Am I constructing or am I destroying? Right? So on one hand, I should not be that person who is spreading, negativity. On the other hand, I should not be that person either who sits and listens to that negativity. Because some have the habit, as I'm sharing, it's very, very subtle habit, of just, no matter how everything is good, something negative has to go on in the mind. And that they keep sharing. So other thing is, I should not be a soul who is just taking in all that. If I give my ear once, what happens? Then that person will keep searching for me, right? Because where will they throw their dirt? They have to throw their dirt somewhere. So I can become their dustbin every time they want to tell something. And so it becomes a stronger habit inside them to always talk about external things, which disturb the atmosphere. And also, it's not good for me. I have become a dustbin where I'm just listening to those things. And if I'm listening to those things, and if I'm not strong enough to forget what is happening to my mind, what I'm doing to my mind, if my mind has become dustbin, how can the mind sit for a few moments and have that peace of mind? How can that mind become stable and remember God? How can that mind have peace of mind anyway? No, because then I am heavy, I am filled, then I want to actually vomit somewhere else, right? So what are we doing to the world? We're messing up. Right? So one person can create a beautiful world, and one person can create a completely destructive world. So I have to check, what am I doing? Am I creating? Am I building or am I destroying? So in both the things, I should not get involved, because otherwise I'm just wasting time. I'm wasting my energy. I'm wasting others' energy. And also it's a burden that I'm creating on the soul, It's a burden because it's a wrong karma, what I'm doing. Rather than spreading good vibrations, what am I doing? So it's a wrong karma I'm creating for myself. So I need to finish that. And I have to become very alert whenever I'm doing that. I have to stop. No, I should not be engaged in these things. Let me stop. Right? Stop right there. And the second thing that I can completely waste my time and energy is thinking about others. Right? All the time I'm engaged in thinking about others, what others are doing. They did this, they did that. Even like when we are making up stories about others, what happens? Like two people may be standing, I would say, oh, look, these two people are again standing. The other one will say, they will always keep standing. They always actually, are getting together to talk something. And the third one will say, look how they are standing. Right? Or I go to a place and I would say, this is what they did. That is what they did. Maybe they did maybe this little, but I made it this big. Not good. And so thinking about others, this is another habit, or this is another disease that we can carry inside. These are like diseases for the soul. So all the time, there's so many wonderful things to think about, but my mind is all the time going into something that is about others. How others should be, how others should do, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. But who am I to sit and think? If I'm thinking again and again about others, what will happen to my mind? What will happen to me if I'm thinking about somebody again and again? At some point, I'll start to become like them. I'm giving all my priority, all my beautiful and powerful thoughts to that soul. You know? So they have become important to me. So if I'm thinking about anyone again and again, they have become important. So that means I'm giving priority. They have become very important people. And I'm not realizing how much they have completely taken over my system internally. So whom do you like to give time? To someone who uplifts you, to something that actually transforms you, something that elevates you, something that gives you happiness? Or do I want to keep my mind or keep thinking about someone or something, someone that brings sorrow to me, or someone who is, putting me down, or someone who is, so I'm putting that person on a pedestal. Oh yeah, you are here. I keep thinking about you all the time. And so somewhere when I'm thinking, I am actually absorbing whatever negative I'm thinking, that karmic account I'm becoming, making it more and more strong there. Right? And it becomes very difficult to meditate. Because when you meditate, your mind can hold one thing. Mind cannot hold two things, right? Say, for example, just like either you can be in a day or you can be in the night. Either you can be inside this room or outside this room. You can't be at the same time at two places, right? In the same way, either the mind can think about God, think about wonderful things that uplifts the soul, or the mind can think something that is depleting the energy about others. So if my mind gets clogged with thinking about others, then forget about it. There is no peace of mind. Right? There is no more positivity. It's like I will not be helped. I cannot help myself anymore.
How to stop?
That's what you have to keep going back to your meditation practice. You have to keep going back, because that's what gives you a lot of, as in the beginning of the session it was said, that you have to keep soaking your mind in knowledge, in divine remembrance, in meditation, in good things. If I don't do that, if I don't draw that power from God, I will not be able to help myself. I have to sit, I have to make my meditation, my remembrance, my connection with God really priority. And if I don't do that, then the mind is all over the place. And it can become all over the place because we live in such a world. We live in such a world where there is so much going on. You go out there, it's like that, we can get influenced. Right? And somebody didn't talk to me properly, and then can I stop those thoughts in 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 seconds? No. It's just going on. How dare they talk? How they're talking this way, that way, they're doing this, then. But you can't stop them. And the times we are in, at any time, at any crossing of my life, I can experience such people. There are plenty. And on the other hand, I should not be a person where others are actually thinking. I'm creating waste thoughts in their mind. No. Both ways, it's not right. I'm doing something again and again because of which others are troubled and they're thinking about me. So both ways I need to be careful that no one should even think about me. That look at this person. Right. And another influence I can have is, the third aspect is about looking at others. Right? I have to stop looking at others. Sometimes this also can be a very subtle habit. I'm not looking at my own self, but I'm always looking at others. What are they doing? What are they doing? Right? And some have this habit that they're very quiet. They keep quietly observing, and then they start to make up stories about others. Or sometimes they're just very nicely pretending, oh, very nice, very sweetly talking, but internally something else is going on. Yeah. So I have to again stop looking at others. I have enough to look inside my own self. How much am I perfect? Right? If I'm pointing out my finger towards someone, what is inside me? So I need to check myself. So I have to really stop, because if I'm not doing this, then I'm deceased completely. I am at loss. I am losing my peace of mind. Right? I am not being healthy. All the time peaceless. Right? So when I stop following the dictates of others, when I stop thinking about others, and when I stop looking at others, then I become a soul who benefits others. But if I'm all the time doing this, then I cannot benefit others. If somebody is coming and telling you something negative, if you kindly tell them, can we talk something else? Maybe something more productive. Actually, I'm doing a favor to that soul. I'm helping that soul. I'm benefiting that soul from spreading, that which is not right. So in Hindi, there are three powerful words. In Hindi, it's called, I have to finish, parmat, pardarshan, parchintan. Par meaning others. So I have to stop following the dictates of others, thinking about others, and looking at others. And what should I become? Par upakari. Par upkari, meaning a one who benefits others. Let me benefit myself and let me benefit others. There are so many ways that I can benefit myself and others. Why have to engage something that destroys me and others? Both. And it's such a bad karma. I'm creating such heaviness. And whenever I'm heavy, I cannot fly. I cannot meditate. Right? So go back to this thing about benefiting. How can I benefit? I need to benefit everyone. So I'm not connecting anyone to myself, but I'm connecting everyone to a good cause. Something that is pure and positive. Someone comes to tell you something. Just again and again connect back to something that is positive. And you see a person who will always come and talk to you about negative things and who misguides you, right? And fills your ears with something negative. And then you get angry on that person. Another person you start disliking on whatever they said. And all of this will finish. And that's what is happening in the world, no? Either it may be media or whoever, whatever. In so many ways, the word gets spread. People get angry over things, and there are all sorts of things happening. So I need to help myself and help others, right? So that we can create a beautiful, peaceful world. Parupkari, benefit. So I need to again and again connect them back to something positive. So a person who is coming to you negative, and that person will not come anymore to you. If you're connecting them to positive, if they're not interested in positive, because they'll think this person is not going to listen. Then they will search for another dustbin. But maybe your good words can influence that soul in a good way. That soul can think, yeah, why am I doing this? Right? And the same I need to do. That keep connecting others back to something that is positive. Right? And that's good karma. That's good karma. Okay, so I pause here. And anybody wants to share anything?
So how to stop people, those who are considering ourselves as a dustbin, to stop being dustbin?
I just said, when you are telling them, when you tell them how to stop people who consider you as a dustbin, we just discussed about it. You gently tell them in a nice way. You need to have courage, because you need to have courage to say that, can we talk something else? Or whatever they're talking, just, take them back to something that is positive. I just listened to this morning, I've been practicing this. This has been helping me, something like that. And automatically that person will stop talking what they're talking. Experiment and see, right? They will not consider you, because you're not ready to listen. They know that. But you need to have the courage to do it, because you're being fair to that person. You're benefiting that person and yourself. And so there is no harm in that. But you're not saying it rudely, or you're disliking them, oh, this person is coming again, or you're saying, please don't talk to me, all that. No, you're not doing that. But, you're taking another route to take them into positivity. You are sharing your practice. See, this is what I've been doing. This is what it is. Then that person will not consider you as a dustbin anymore. And that's where they will look for somebody else, or they'll think, oh my gosh, yes, I need to change. What am I talking, Or this person is not interested anymore. So in many places, places, things like this happen. One person has a negative thought and they will create an upheaval in the whole atmosphere. They can create a lot of disturbance and create obstacles, which is not good. Yeah. So I need to finish following the dictates of others rather than following the dictates of others. Listen to God. He's waiting when you will listen, when I'll listen. right? He's saying something and we are just in the world listening to people. And there is no inner stability. When I listen to God, only one direction. It's an elevated direction. When I'm listening to 10 people, then it's a confused, chaotic, mind and chaotic life. Then I don't know where to go. And I don't practice anything properly because 10 people are saying 10 things. I'm just confused all the time. Right? So I have to finish following the dictates of others, looking at others and thinking about others, and become a soul who benefits others. Right? And not make up stories. Sometimes we don't know when we tell lies and we make up stories about how that person, when they get to know, they feel hurt. Right? So in a very subtle way, we're hurting someone. We're giving sorrow to them, and that person may feel like, what did I do wrong? Why this person is going and telling 10 others about me like this? But remember, I may create so many tricks to disturb someone. But if they are right people, if their frame of mind is right, and if they're doing right, and if they're honest, God is going to protect them. And what will happen to me then? What will be my state? So let me not be a soul who will hurt someone's feelings. It's not good. But if I have really, genuinely, if I want to help someone, then I need to talk to them face to face in a nice way. Okay, this is what I'm noticing. Maybe these corrections you can make, these changes you can make, very important. Rather than going, what benefit did I do to that soul? Nothing. I'm just going and talking about that person to 10th. What benefit did I do? And that person doesn't even know that they're doing. And they may still continue to do what they're doing because they don't know, they're not aware. They don't know. Maybe they are thinking that's the way, that's the right way. But if I genuinely, want to help someone, talk, sit, help that soul. Right? Anybody else wants to say anything?
You rightly say that continuing doing meditation, even if state of mind is not where something negative thoughts and the mind is dragging somewhere else, and bring back those and continue doing those kind of meditation, that also works.
That definitely works. That practice I need to have every single day. Like we were talking about, like it's a power booster to you, right? Like they say when you're feeling, something low energy. Like I remember, like my grandma, she said, like you just put a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and then you just mix it and drink it, and that helps you like instantly, brings your blood pressure levels to balance. And so like that, you have to have these practices so that quickly you're able to go, and I'm like, I'm fine. And I keep using knowledge. Say if somebody, I'm working with a very difficult person, or say, somebody is very negative around me. Some like to bring conflict between people. It's just very deep habit inside them. They cannot see two people being friendly, or they cannot see a few people being happy. When everyone is happy, they're sad. They're sad about something or the other. When everyone happy, they don't know how to be happy. They want to create some kind of disturbance. But when somebody is in sorrow, or when somebody, is, then they're happy. They think they know everything, right? They need to fix people who are sad. They feel their business doesn't run if somebody is happy. Right? Their business is when they see unhappy people, they feel happy because I got business to fix them. It's like very subtle ego they carry inside. So again, this is also another habit, like, when everyone is happy and I don't want to be happy. I don't know how to be happy when everyone is happy. And then I talk about it, create disturbance there. So like that, all kinds of different, mentalities that one can carry and, disturb the atmosphere. Or so let me not be that soul. Let me not be that soul. Sure. Anybody, anything? Or otherwise we can sit in few moments of meditation. Right? Okay, for a few moments. Allow yourself to slow down. And just forget about everyone and everything. I am a world benefactor. I'm here on this earth, in this world, to create benefit. I'm not here to bring any kind of destruction or disturbance. I am a world benefactor. I carry very pure thoughts. Every day I soak my mind in pure thoughts. And this pure energy helps me from any negative forces around me. And this pure energy I share with others. I am not here to fix anyone's life, but I'm here to benefit with my goodness. So for a few moments, I just detach myself completely from this physical body and completely detach from everyone and just go beyond. This balance of introversion and extroversion is very important. Now, internally, I tune to myself and just detach myself from everyone. Let the mind not think about anyone. Everyone is playing their part. I don't have to look at anyone. Everyone is an actor playing their part accurately. I don't have to think about them. But I'm here to follow only one direction. That is the elevated direction of God, the divine being, the divine source. And forget about all other directions and dictates. Just one direction, just one source, just one peace. Om Shanti.